It's Wednesday evening. You're listening to Mystic Moon Cafe with Wendy Schindler and Travis Short. Every week, we will interview guests that are experts in various fields of the supernatural, paranormal, unexplained, and esoteric. So sit back and let us take you on a journey to educate, enlighten, and entertain as we broaden your horizons. Now, here's your hosts, Wendy Schindler and Travis Short. You're listening to Mystic Moon Cafe. The views and opinions expressed by guests do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts, the network, or our sponsors. And good evening, everyone. Mystic Moon Cafe here on Spreaker. I hate saying the name of the platform. I hate saying Spreaker.
Don't
It's
say
It sounds, I know, but I have to, it seems like I give a plug to our platform. It's like, speaker, like I like Donald frickin' Duck. I'm spitting all over my wall.
Well, you could
Anyway,
instead, or you could just say Mystic Moon Mafia.
We are the Mystic Moon Mafia. I'm even wearing my fedora and I'm drinking bootleg scotch.
All right.
I know.
I got a little gin over here on the side.
Yeah.
It's bathtub vodka, but whatever.
For those who could not hear us while we were in the quote unquote green room, the green room of pain, what to kind of sum up our days, Wendy wants to play in traffic.
Yeah.
Some kid at camp got head lice.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was wrong with my day? I can't remember.
Oh, that's good.
It was pretty bad, though. I remember.
Well, I'm sorry. All I can do right now is scratch my damn head.
Welcome to my entire day.
It's like, I want to just go shave my head, but I like my hair. It's like the only thing I've got going for me is I got really good hair.
Yes, you do. There's pictures of you. You have very nice hair.
Thank you. See?
That was June speaking because I don't compliment him.
Come on.
That's not true, Wendy. Every now and then you say, that was okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be known as a nurturer. I'm done with it.
Or my favorite compliment from Wendy is, well, you didn't F it up too bad. Jennifer is listening. Yes. Hi, Jennifer. I'm glad you appreciate my hair. Jennifer used to host a show years ago. She's ancient. I mean, years ago.
I'm sure she appreciates you saying that.
Wow, we just lost another fan. Okay. No, she is was one of the co-hosts of a show called Cougar Chat Radio, which was one of my favorite shows to go on. It was one of my favorite shows to book some of my clients on. Four women, and they would get on there and they would talk about sex topics and relationships and things like that. It was actually a really cool show, very good dynamic, had all kinds of fun. So,
wow, that sounds pretty awesome.
The end.
That's the end. Fun story. Thank you. I didn't F it up too bad.
Oh my.
Jennifer, thanks from North Carolina there. Thanks for listening, and Travis, kind of backhanded insult, and
No.
and we really just play around here. We all love each other. We're one big family.
One big family.
Dysfunctional.
Yes.
Yeah. And tonight, this is Wendy. We have Kim Douthit and June Antoinette Nixon, the illustrious ladies of Seattle area, with us tonight, and we're just going to have a little fun.
We are. I kept wanting to call the show the Mystic Moon Bordello or Brothel, but Wendy nixed that. I wasn't able to call it.
I was afraid we'd draw the wrong kind of audience.
I feel like
there's no such thing as the wrong kind of audience.
It just would happen from the telephone calls we'd get.
Send them my way.
Well, fortunately, this platform isn't like Blog Talk Radio, though. We don't get any phone calls.
This is true.
That's good. That's good.
This is true. So now, Wendy and I, we know what's been going on in our world. I'm always intrigued by what goes on in your world, Kim, and your world, June, except when it comes to head lice.
I got a vomit story I could tell too from earlier in the week.
Ironically, so do I.
Oh no, not about you, Travis.
Someone asked me one time. They're like, don't you throw up when you drink that much? I'm like, hell no, that's a waste of alcohol. I'm gonna throw it back up. What the hell?
If you're doing it right, you will hopefully not be.
True. You have to pace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I did drink a biker under the table one time. I was very proud of myself for that.
I've done things with the biker under the table too, but we won't talk about that.
What was that about bordellos, June?
It happens to be actually that was in an old bordello. It's
Brothel, everybody take a drink.
Stanwood Hotel and Saloon.
Oh my.
We can talk about that.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Good.
Oh my. Nice little haunted brothel upstairs. But they have actually changed it into a really nice hotel now.
Still haunted.
Still haunted and
Very haunted. It's really cool. Really cool EVPs from there and pictures. Yeah, a really cool place.
Which place, June? I'm sorry, I was distracted there a moment. Or did you say?
It was the Stanwood Hotel and Saloon where
Okay, sure.
used to go to all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, very awesome. Filled with kind of bikers and all sorts of things now.
Hey, they got to go somewhere and drink too, right?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So what's been going on in everybody's lives?
I've started my 100 Days of Horror.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. What did you think of It's Alive?
It was.
Which one? I can't remember.
It was. It's Alive. I know. I had to think.
Yes.
There's so many with really similar sounding titles. I enjoyed it. They played it very straight.
Yeah.
I thought it would be
A little more.
Yeah, like campy, like intentionally campy, and yet it was played very, very straight, very legitimate, which resulted in some unintentionally hysterical moments a few times. But it was very different than what I thought. I thought it would be much, much campier.
Yeah, like you're saying, the camp was very unintended, and I think a lot of the camp for that particular movie is in retrospect, looking back at, like I said, one of my favorite scenes is when they're in the hospital waiting room and there's the cigarette machine there.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, damn, C. Everett Koop is spinning in his grave right now. But it was, it had that 70s almost mock documentary type feel. It was very straightforward. Very straight-laced. Yes. Very the language was very, lilted, and it was, but it's a fun movie to watch.
It is. Well, what was kind of striking me throughout it is that you were following the father's journey through it, which I found really interesting initially because how dismissive everyone was. It's like, oh well, you gave birth to a baby and it's a monster. It's okay. These things happen. Just forget about it.
All right. But we're going to let you go from your job. And
right. But then all of these effects that happen, but, and his struggle with his monster baby.
Right.
Yes. Well, I think.
Until he came to love it and adore it.
It was like, Frankenstein's monster a little bit. Like, I made this.
Exactly. And I think that is what is frightening. It's one of those movies, if you're about to be a new parent, you don't watch this damn movie.
Yeah, that, or we need to talk about Kevin. Don't watch that if you're planning on having kids.
Yes. It's like, but you're right when it's that whole Frankenstein kind of thing, because that's what I love about the original, the honest to God Mary Shelley Frankenstein story is, this wasn't a doctor who was setting out to create a monster. He was trying to create life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it just and I've used the Frankenstein analogy in my business consulting for small business owners. Small business owners want to create a business. They want to create life. And many times that very thing they create turns around and almost kills them.
Right.
Physically and financially and emotionally. It does almost kill them.
Yeah.
And I think, this whole, it's terrifying enough when you're about to become a parent. The responsibilities, the added stress, all that. And then to find out, holy crap, my wife just gave birth to a freaking monster.
Yeah. How many does that ring true to?
Well, and the mother, I mean, she accepts it a lot quicker too, and so you do get a little of that disconnect that can happen between a father and child as well. But like for her, even if it's a monster, it's still her baby.
Yes.
And for him, it's not until he's like they're ready to kill it, and he's looking at it just like, oh,
Yeah.
you're my little inhuman monster.
Oh, don't kill it.
Don't kill it. It's cute.
Let's put it in a zoo, or it's just, or at camp, and when it gets lice, they can shave its head.
After visiting Uncle Travis.
Exactly. And making sure to try on any hat that he has.
Exactly.
That fedora he's so fond of. Yep.
Keep your stubby little fully unformed fingers off my fedora.
Little fangs.
Mm-hmm. So what movie are you moving on to next?
So tonight's movie, which I'll actually be doing a live tweet of at 9 p.m. Pacific time, is Spider Baby.
Spider Baby.
Spider Baby. Yes, it is. It's a movie from the 60s, I believe, starring, it was Lon Chaney Jr., I want to say. It was from, 1967. And Lon Chaney Jr. and also Sid Haig, which...
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, right?
A very young Sid Haig.
A very young Sid Haig. And everyone I've spoken to who has seen it has said how much they love it.
Very.
It's supposed to be quite a fun, silly movie.
See, I was having flashbacks to that Spider Babe movie that Cinemax ran late at night.
At the Bordello.
At the Bordello.
With June.
The Bordello of Webs, that kind of thing,
Right.
8 legs.
But a young Sid Haig, wow, what was he, like 70 in this movie?
Yeah.
Oh. Burn. He was born in 39.
Okay, so he was like pushing 40 in that one, which is like my age.
67. No, he was like 28.
And if he was born 39. Okay, yes, that's right. You're right. My math is off tonight. And it's not like he's listening to the show. It's not like we're going to get complaints from Sid Haig.
I don't know. We might. I feel like I should message him now on Twitter.
Well, you do that, and I will bring in my buddies Bruce Campbell and William Shatner.
I met him at Crypticon.
That's cool.
Very nice guy.
Yes. Like, please bring in Bruce Campbell.
Oh, I love the chin. I mean, he and I got into this Twitter thing back and forth about 4 years ago. And it was just one of those random things. I had followed him, and he actually turned around to follow me, and I tweeted something. I was watching one of his movies, and he saw it. And next thing I know, he's tweeting about what as only Bruce Campbell can, what great taste I have in film, and so we started going back and forth. So.
Oh, that's really awesome.
So,
he's amazing.
Good times. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was actually he's going to be in Lexington, Kentucky sometime this month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just wandering around, or is he?
I just happen to know that.
Wander the streets.
Yeah.
Jennifer in the chat room said that she worked with Sid back in June at ScareCon. He photobombed one of her photos. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
And he never wants an assistant. He works it all himself.
Oh, wow. It's actually pretty impressive.
That is.
Impressive. Yeah. Especially someone of his notoriety, actually.
Well, and a fairly distinct look. I mean, he's not someone that can blend in super well. If you're a horror fan, you're going to recognize Sid Haig.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I mean, Doug Bradley, at least, not everyone knows what he looks like without all the pinhead going on.
Exactly.
True.
So he can blend in a little more.
He can blend in a little more, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's several people like that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like Doug Jones.
Oh, Doug Jones. I just always want to give Doug Jones a hug.
Oh, I got to several times. He was just such a sweetheart. Oh my God. He was amazing. And then I hear that he now is accepted the role of Nosferatu in the new Nosferatu movie coming out.
I'd heard that.
Yeah.
I did not know they were doing a Nosferatu.
They are. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it. If they're going to do it kind of a film noir kind of, I have no idea.
Speaking of Nosferatu, I love the movie Shadow of the Vampire.
Me too.
I love that whole they actually found a friggin' vampire to be Nosferatu. Max Schreck had never done anything before, and Willem Dafoe was
he was so good.
F bombing hilarious. I can't.
Yeah.
I have to censor myself.
Wait, can we not say the F bomb?
No, I can't. Wendy won't let me.
Oh.
You got to keep him on a tight leash. It's the only way.
What about everyone else?
Yeah, I go for it if that's what you need to do.
Wow.
Okay, just checking. Sometimes, there's a time and a place where that's what's called for.
Yes,
Wow.
Exactly. I agree entirely. Yes.
I actually said that today to somebody who never heard me say anything like that before, and they actually jumped a step back and was like, "My God, June, I didn't know you cussed." Shows how good I am at work.
One of my favorite things is when some of my acting students hit 18 and they've graduated, and they'll come back and start being assistants, or they'll assistant direct something or help stage manage, because suddenly they get to set in on all of the conversations that we have, and the amount of swearing that happens when the kids aren't around. Yeah, and some of the things we say, and their eyes just getting bigger and bigger. I didn't know you guys talked like that. I was like, oh, that's the only way we talk when you aren't around. It's the only way we can do it. And it's pretty satisfying.
Really awesome. Oh my.
We need the crickets in the background.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Well,
I'm low energy right now. It's just not even funny. Really low energy. So I need to pep myself up a little bit, I think.
I'm still at the early point in the 100. Like tonight's going to be, Spider Baby's going to be number 90 in the countdown, where I'd say most of what I've seen so far I've actually enjoyed. And that's saying something. Usually give me another 10 and I'll be clawing my eyes out a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, yes.
But I've seen some really good movies so far. I watched Dig Two Graves.
No, I haven't watched that yet. I was wondering about that one.
Really fantastic movie. It's streaming on Netflix. Ted Levine.
Ooh, always good. Always good. Yeah. And
very low budget, but beautifully shot.
Cool.
Really, really interesting movie, and really well done. A small cast, but really effective. Good story. Movie about revenge and grief, which is interesting to me. I've been noticing in a lot of the horror films I've been watching, grief is a theme in a lot of them.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's because I've watched a number of them back to back where that's been a big part of it, where it's not really occurred to me how often grief plays into horror films, but it does a lot. I watched The Invitation the other day, and that's another one that has a lot of people grieving in it. It's another one streaming on Netflix. Fantastic movie. If you've not seen it, I recommend it. Very creepy, very unsettling.
I like creepy and unsettling.
That was my nickname in high school.
Creepy and unsettling.
Like mine too.
Oh, we should start a club.
Oh.
You should get matching T-shirts. And Kim, send him a hat.
Yes.
It says creepy and unsettling. I'll make sure all the kids wear it first.
Exactly, yeah.
Lord.
Mental note to self, do not put on any hat that I receive in the mail.
What about a nice scarf?
Ooh, yeah.
Travis wearing his little ascot.
I know.
Like Fred on Scooby-Doo.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, well, I made the mistake. Typically when I wear dress shirts, I only wear French cuff. That's just a thing I like, French cuff dress shirts. And I made the mistake of wearing French cuff dress shirts in Eastern Kentucky today. You would have thought I was wearing I can't say what I was going to say because Wendy will yell at me. So, but you can use your imagination.
Okay.
Does it involve an F-bomb?
Well, fuck, no, it doesn't involve an F-bomb.
Just checking.
Oh.
You said Wendy wouldn't let you say it.
I shall exact my revenge shortly.
I know. No, I'm serious. I wore these French cuff, the French cuff dress shirt and the cufflinks, and you would have thought I was wearing some kind of strap-on sexual device. I'm like, what? It's on the wrist.
Ooh, snap-on tool, sure.
Yeah. Dude, it's here on the wrists.
I'm going to be in Wisconsin soon for the first time, and I'm going to a wedding there. I don't know where it's Wisconsin.
Someplace.
It's Milwaukee.
They say that a lot. You know,
like I've never been. All I know is there's cheese. I think
there's cheese
and
beer. Cheese and beer.
Cheese and beer. All right. Well, then I'll be set.
You're good.
There you go.
But I'm going to a wedding. But something I've been trying to think about is my normal go-tos for dressing for a wedding, and I'm like, I don't know if this flies in Wisconsin.
What is normal wedding attire?
Well, even just black dress that may or may not have skulls on it. I mean,
I think that's extremely appropriate for any wedding, no matter where you are.
As a matter of fact, I dare you to wear it.
I mean, if I can't find something else, that's what's going to be.
You wear that, I'll be your +1, and I'll come in some kind of really messed up outfit.
Well, I'm getting the impression from it's my cousin's wedding, and they're lovely, absolutely lovely couple. But I didn't quite realize till I started perusing their website, it is a lot more formal than I thought. Oh. And all the weddings I've gone to have mostly been either on the East Coast, so in New York, or Martha's Vineyard, or some little subset where it's the East Coast, or out here in the Washington area. Where people practically look at you if you don't have a tattoo, dyed hair, or skulls on your dress. So
exactly.
And so I'm like, oh, I gotta be more conservative. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you can find a little pink dress with a little white collar and little pink roses.
Well, it'll match my hair at the moment, so that's.
Are you having a pink hair? Have you dyed it?
It's pink right now. Yeah, it's pink right now.
See, you didn't have it when I saw you last, did you?
No, it's been pink just a couple days since Monday.
Good. I just want to make sure that you totally didn't have pink hair, and I just ignored that.
No, it's been pink since Monday. I mean, it'll probably be not pink or less pink by then, probably.
Oh, cool.
We'll find out.
You say that so nonchalantly. It's been pink since Monday. It was chartreuse before. Now it's mauve.
We live in a lovely age of lots of hair dye that is easily accessible and easy to use.
True. Yes.
And on a whim, one can make their hair almost any color.
And out here, it's in style all the time. I mean, different colors all the time, no matter what your job is, no matter anything. So yeah,
it's part of the fun too, to just be able to I'm gonna have pink hair for a little bit, just because I can. And if you get bored with it, then you change it to something else, or you change it back.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, my daughter does that all the time. Her hair has been pink, it's been blue, it's been purple, now it's back to its quasi-natural color. I've never dyed my hair. Maybe I should do that. What do you think, Wendy lady?
Different colors? Purple?
I could,
midnight blue
turquoise
might be nice. Yeah.
Midnight blue, I could do that. Turquoise, well, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a kid who came in. This was actually adorable. He's in my current camp, and we're putting up it's a 2-week production of a show called Spamilton.
Oh,
And it's a spoof on Hamilton and a bunch of the other current Broadway musicals. It's a lot of fun. But I had a parent of one of the kids who was very concerned, like he would like to dye his hair, and he has this cool like red, white, blue thing going on. But she was really worried about his part in the show and if that would be bad. And I was like, nah, bring it. Whatever color he wants to do it. That sounds amazing.
Now Jennifer in the chat room is telling Travis that she likes your salt and pepper hair, so leave it be.
Turquoise.
Midnight.
Just throwing it in there.
Yeah. It is very salt and pepper right now. My daughter says, and right now I need a haircut. My hair is long. My daughter says I look like Dr. Strange.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Because I have the mustache and the goatee, and then I got the gray and the temples, and she's like,
oh, see, that's legit.
Yeah, so and each one of those gray hairs came from somewhere.
Yes, they did.
I've stopped on mine. Except I'll never know if I have gray hair because I'm going to it until I'm 80. It's like, I'm never going to see it.
So there. Yes.
I got a glimpse one time when I brushed my hair aside, when I was in the bathroom one time, and I brushed my hair aside under those lights. And I actually screamed because I didn't realize how much gray I had. And I scared a woman to death that was in one of the stalls. Asked if I was okay, and I said, "Oh, I'm okay."
She's a Bloody Mary. Oh my
God! Exactly.
That was a Candyman this time.
No,
Candyman would have been much better than having all those gray hairs.
No, that's when you're standing in the women's restroom going, L'Oreal, L'Oreal, L'Oreal. Please. It's 3 times to see.
Although I have a beef to pick with Candyman. I have said his name into my mirror more times than I can count, and Tony Todd has never shown up in my apartment.
You keep trying.
I keep trying. But nothing. It's very sad.
2 things. Awesome. That first one is a very, very good movie.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
I love the first Candyman.
Yeah. It's so sad, though. Oh my God.
It is. But grief. We're back to grief. I mean,
back to grief, yeah.
It yanks at your heartstrings.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was going to say this too, and I'm saying this on a radio show where there are 3 female co-hosts present, and I'm not saying this because you're present. I'm saying it because this is how I truly feel. I believe that gray hair, even on a woman, can be very, very sexy.
No, I don't.
I do.
On a man, I think it looks amazing, but on a woman, on me, other women can look wonderful.
I'm sorry, Elsa Lanchester and Bride of Frankenstein with that Lily Munster. Yeah, I mean.
But you're looking at selective streaks. You're not
right. That was stripes. Yeah.
Although I'll say Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada. Devil Wears Prada. That looks nice. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think some women can rock that.
Emmylou Harris looks great with gray hair.
Oh yeah.
Emmylou Harris looks better now than she did in the 70s.
Very true.
Well, and the advantage for some of the men, especially who go gray early, is that there's a period of time where people might think you're older than you are, but then you don't seem to ever age. Mm-hmm. Look at like Patrick Stewart. He's been the same age for the past 30 years in my mind.
But that man is the same. He bathes in the blood of virgins every night.
Right?
I know.
Well, and Steve Martin, same thing. Like,
yes,
he really does not look that much older, partially because the hair has not really changed all these years, and he's got a nice head of hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Amazing. Yes. I heard Patrick Stewart just got married to a 36-year-old woman.
Yeah, that was a while ago, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
They seem delightful, though.
I was gonna think, he's so young at heart anyway. I wouldn't even, like you said, he's ageless.
Well, in the pictures of him in the lobster costume where he's like high as a kite or drunk or something, but those bring me delight every time I see them.
I just absolutely love that.
Yes. Well, it was funny. Speaking of, horror films and Patrick Stewart, of course, most people know him from Star Trek: The Next Generation, with being introduced to him for the first time. But if the movie Life Force, he's in that. And
Yeah.
he still has not friggin' changed. I mean, that movie, what was that movie, 84?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking like 4 or
Maybe
5 years.
89. I think 89. Yeah,
It was just like
that's amazing.
85.
85. So about what, 3-4 years before Next Generation? Because what was it, 89 when it premiered on Fox?
I think it was 89.
That's what I thought.
I remember watching it when it first aired.
What
Or
were you-
87 apparently.
So okay.
I was like, were you 2 years old then? Just
I was older than that.
Not by much, if I remember correctly.
Shh.
The chat room's asking if Steve Martin's still alive, even.
Oh
Yes.
God. Yes, he's still alive. That hurts. It's worse than when the kids didn't know who Nirvana was.
oh,
It was like, come on the murder tour, then you'll know who it is, children. We talk about Kurt
I
Cobain on the tour.
I actually got to see Steve Martin in, I think it was 79, because I think I was 12 or 13 years old. And all of us, I never forget that when his song King Tut was really popular,
Yes.
do his wild like monologues and everything else, and he'd sing King Tut, and I just remember it's like they brought out this huge golden calf, and I mean it was just like it was amazing floor show. But I remember that was a million years ago, but I remember it.
I remember Steve Martin growing up in the 70s watching Saturday Night Live with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And two wild and crazy guys with
Uh-huh.
that's how I got introduced to Steve Martin. And then The Jerk,
Oh,
great movie.
Oh yeah.
yes.
and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Michael Caine.
Movie.
I love that movie.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. And then probably one of my all-time favorites is Bowfinger with Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
actually
people,
really enjoyed that.
a lot of people don't like that movie, but I absolutely love it. Everything about it. Especially coming from low-budget films and everything that Steve Martin's trying to do. And I've quoted many times. Any movie only cost $1,482. That's everything aside. Every movie costs that amount to make.
Well, and it actually reminds me a little bit of Escape from Tomorrow.
Yes.
Where they secretly filming in
Yes.
In Disney World, and that same idea of
Yep.
trying to get something in under the radar.
Mm-hmm. Guerrilla filmmaking.
Oh yeah. That the Escape from Tomorrow, though, I was a little disappointed when I finally saw it. I think I'd built it up in my head as being a lot more interesting than it was. It was bizarre, but So that was my review on it. Bizarre, but
Okay. What a technical term there.
Yeah, that's, I don't know how many stars that is.
Eh. Half.
I give it 3.
That's even better.
It's a whole new rating system.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Patent it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I've patented the term red nosing or red ferning. Hashtag red ferning. What was the other one I came up with? I can't remember now.
I can't either. Sorry.
That's okay. Anytime Nick Redfern is on the show, though, it's like brown nosing, but I'm not. I'm red ferning.
Mm-hmm.
So now we hashtag red ferning. It's great. So
I actually read an article about him, or not about him, an article that he wrote, and I didn't even really actually realize it was him at first until I got to the very end and saw that he wrote it. And I was, wow, this is an awesome article. I can't remember what it was about, but I was like really impressed.
Yeah, he's a very talented writer. I mean, he's very
Yes.
he packs so much information into conversational
Dialogue.
yeah.
Mhm.
I was trying to. It's not really. It's not even a monologue. I mean,
But
it's just there.
yeah.
Dialogue. Yeah, I mean, it's just like he
Yeah.
just kind of puts it there, and you're like, wow. And you walk away, even if it's a short article, you walk away knowing a hell of a lot more than when you went in. And I really respect him for being able to do that. Not that he cares.
Chat room wants to know which movie Steve Martin had to share his body with Lily Tomlin.
That was The Man with Two Brains, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
The Man with Two Brains. Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, it was.
That was funny.
Back and bull.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So, guys, what about those Chiefs?
Oh, we don't talk about Chiefs out here.
Which sport is that? I can't keep track.
What?
In Kansas City, it's football, but yeah.
Sort
of.
Wait, do we mean American football or European football?
American.
Oh, football.
In Kansas City, Chiefs are like the only thing there is in Kansas City because it's like it's their god is the Chiefs. You know, it's just like I could never like have anything when the game was playing because nobody would ever come because they were watching that thing.
They've fallen from grace. They brought Michael Vick in as a
I saw
intern.
Oh, that's gross.
Coach or something, yeah. And the entire rescue community has boycotted the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
That's not good.
Serves him right.
Yeah, that was a dumb move.
Yeah, it really was.
It's really a shame that he was so stupid that I don't even know what was in his head to even do it in the first place.
Absolutely nothing.
Meanness and bloodlust. That's all that is.
Exactly. I can't even fathom it. I can't at all.
Complete lack of compassion and I don't even know where. Yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But
so what are you girls gonna do on the day of the eclipse? The solar eclipse, August 21st.
August 21st.
I'm going to be dyslexic. I thought it was.
That's a what day of the week is that? That's a Monday, right? I will have just gotten back from Wisconsin.
Nice.
I will be teaching a theater camp that will be starting that day.
Will it be outside?
God, I hope not. Oh no, only because if it's been hot like this. No, it'll be playmaker camp. I think we'll be making plays. That's that's the only thing that's definitively planned. My brother lives in Portland, and he actually works for the like emergency preparedness. So I know this is essentially like their Christmas time right now because they're planning for so many people to be coming into Oregon, and they've got to mapping out all this stuff, and so they're going a little bit crazy.
I think the 12th is actually the comet.
The meteor shower.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
It made me a little nervous when they started talking about humans have not seen this comet shower before, and I'm like,
are we dinosaurs?
Famous
hell!
Containers.
You say, oh hell! Don't we have a full moon coming up, and then a meteor shower, and then an eclipse? Oh, I'm just going to crawl into a friggin' hole somewhere and not come out.
That's probably a good idea.
The eclipse is on my birthday too, so I don't know how that's supposed to affect life.
Is that good luck or bad luck?
I honestly don't know.
I think it's a change. I think it means everything's going to be amazing after that.
Okay.
I mean,
and then it's like a whole new beginning, new birth. Yeah, that's it.
Does that mean we get a new president?
Yeah,
a whole new president, everything.
I'll see what I can do about that. Yeah.
Work on that.
Yeah, I got it.
Please. Yep.
I'm
this
on
is
it.
too much of a shit show. I can't watch anymore.
I can't either.
Oh,
Oh, but come on, it's funny.
it's funny, but it's sad.
Well,
It's
it
funny the
is.
same way that like a clown crying is. It's tragic.
You see a
It's-
clown get hit by a car and it does flip flops all the way up before it lands and smashes itself.
Yeah. And there's the like you're laughing, but you feel really bad about it, and then you get really depressed, and then you drink.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much the series
is,
of events
yeah.
that happens. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my.
True.
I do know. The new Annabelle movie's coming out soon,
August 11th.
August 11th. Yeah. So I know I have plans to see that because I think I'm reviewing it for the Horror Honeys.
That's
Since
cool. I
it's
hope
at
it's
night.
better than the.
Did we get free tickets, I wonder?
Through Spooked, we should.
Yeah, we should get them, shouldn't we?
Yeah. No,
Check-
the first one was wretched. It was
Yes.
a piece of dreck.
Oh,
Yes, it
I
was.
would call it completely wretched. It had a few.
I would.
You know what? You know what made that movie watchable?
What's that?
Alfred Woodward.
Oh,
It did, but it was one of those ones where like I predicted.
Oh,
I
yeah.
dislike when I can predict every beat of a film within the first like 20 minutes of it.
Yes.
And that was one. As soon as she became a character, I was like, "Up, well, I know what's going to happen now."
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
But this one is supposed to be, I think, actually more of a prequel
Yeah.
It is.
to the
Yes.
story. Yeah,
Yes.
and it actually looks intriguing.
It does.
I'm cautiously optimistic, which will probably be my downfall.
Well, as long as you don't go up beyond that much, I think you should be good.
Well, I went into Wish Upon with no expectations. I actually enjoyed it.
Was
I
it
don't
good?
think I saw that.
Well, not was it good, but was it watchable?
Oh yeah, to me, it's a PG-13 horror. It's very much, I think, aimed towards teenagers, particularly I think teenage girls. And it is a movie as a teenage girl I would have been all over. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. The acting was actually really good. I thought all the actors in it were fantastic. The story had some problems, but it was very watchable, entertaining, silly, good summer popcorn movie.
Oh,
Awesome.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was really surprised because I went in there being like, this is going to be awful. And no, I dug
That's
it.
what that's actually what you should probably have with each movie that you go in. So it's like you're going to expect the absolute worst on every single movie, but then every once in a while it's like, wow, that really wasn't completely awful.
And I try not to let the hype get to me sometimes, but it can be hard, especially if you see something a little later, and then you already have, even if you're trying really hard not to, the expectations are already there.
Right.
And opinions are already formed to some extent, for better or worse. Like I watched Split recently, which I hadn't seen.
What'd you think?
I think James McAvoy is phenomenal in it.
Absolutely.
I agree too.
I think he's really the only thing that anyone else, this would have been a really, really different story. But I think it's a really problematic film. The way it portrays mental illness, I think, is an issue. But again, I think James McAvoy is fantastic.
He was phenomenal in that, and I agree the way that it does portray mental illness. Although I did watch, because I love watching the special features on the DVDs, I did watch the interview with M. Night Shyamalan, where he was talking about what gave him the idea was having read someone's thesis on mental illness about individuals who did have certain types of mental illness, a woman who was blind and had developed multiple personalities, and one of the personalities was able to see.
I mean,
interesting.
And
ideas he presented were interesting. Yeah,
and that's what he said. He just wanted to take it as far as it could possibly go. What would that be? And that is, what if one of the personalities believed they had superpowers? And I think that's a very intriguing idea.
It's an intriguing idea, yeah. But
it does present problems. It does present problems.
I question whether or not did he actually consult an expert or anyone who actually suffered from said ailment in the construction of his story to maybe I mean, it's and that wasn't the idea that I necessarily had a problem with. This idea that somebody could believe so strongly because of the way their illness presents that they could actually develop it. It was the other treatments of things that I had an issue with, and the fact that in general, people with mental illness are much more likely to be the victims of violence and not the perpetrators of violence.
Yes.
And I mean, there was, again, it to me, and it's a problem, I think, with almost all of M. Night Shyamalan's films. He has some really great ideas.
Right.
He has some great story ideas. His scripts have problems.
Yes.
He should stop. He needs to either get a really good editor or someone else to co-write who has a better understanding of things and who actually does their due diligence with the work. And he needs to stop fucking putting himself in his fucking films. It drives me. And he at least put himself in a smaller role. But my God, man, you're not an actor. Stop it. It's distracting to everyone.
But Hitchcock did it. Come on. Hitchcock always had a cameo.
Hitchcock did cameos.
Yeah,
Cameo
Stephen
is
King
different
did
than giving
too.
yourself
Stephen King.
parts.
That's true. That is true.
Because
yeah.
Hitchcock would walk across the screen with a poodle, or
Yeah,
he would be a customer in a store. He gives himself, honest to God, parts in his movies,
Yes.
parts that
He
require
does.
nuance or actual acting skills. And as an actor, no, bad M. Night Shyamalan, bad. Just don't do it. Bad. Go sit in the corner. I mean, and Stephen King, to be fair, Stephen King does cameos. He's done a few longer cameos, and
Right.
he's awful. He's awful. He's an awful actor, and it makes it to me.
But because he's Stephen King, he can pull it off.
He can pull it off, but again, it can be distracting, and it can take you out of the film.
Mhm.
And I'm fine with cameos as long as they're serving a story. But at the end of the day, you're telling a story. If it's a comedy or a farce or a spoof, you can get away with more. If it is a straight film, you need to be really careful how you play those, because it can distract and detract. And the second it starts to take away from the story's message, then that's ego. And then that's a whole other thing.
Right.
And I mean, I have some fairly strong opinions about this, but it's because I see films that get not ruined, but it's weak points where you're like, this was your ego. This was you needing to jack off. Like, why? Why was this necessary? And I appreciate the fact that he's at least giving himself less of a part now than he has in previous films. But as soon as he came on the screen, I actually threw something. I was like, why? I thought I could get through one fucking movie without you popping up on my screen. And apparently I can't. I don't remember. Maybe he was in The Visit. I don't remember him in The Visit because it's a pretty small cast.
He was. He was either the train conductor or he was on the train when the kids were riding to the grandparents.
But see, that is a perfectly respectable cameo.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't affect the story, and because I forgot it existed. That means it was fine.
Mm-hmm. And I actually enjoyed that movie.
Oh, I
thought it was I did, because I went in with no expectations, because up until
it would be awful.
Exactly, because I had gotten sick and tired of watching an M. Night Shyamalan movie and being able to predict what was going to fucking happen. Sorry. What was going to F-bomb going to happen.
Okay, I've F-bombed a few times now, but Wendy said I could.
I know. We are living in a Trump society. I am being marginalized off to the corner where I can't speak my mind.
Yes, you are, and don't you forget it.
I won't. But I mean, it was like The Sixth Sense, great movie. Nobody saw that coming. People, and then, after that, anytime you went to see an M. Night Shyamalan movie, whatever you thought was happening, just go the frickin' opposite. And that's exactly what he's going to do. That's his twist. I mean, it's just ever how it's going. Oh, here it is. And it's like, And then this one, it was like, okay, I like it. And and he does on the DVD talk about how there was a totally different ending to the movie, which sucks. The ending that he wanted to have sucks. And then, then he decided, to be able to tie it into the Unbreakable movie and make a trilogy out of it and round it out, because apparently McAvoy's character was a minor character in Unbreakable that he was dealing with.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. They mentioned something about
Yeah.
one, and that was the part where I was actually kind of intrigued. I was like, okay, let's see where you go with this then.
Hmm.
But I really just wish he needs someone else who's there who can say to him, like, great idea, great idea. Oh, nope, that's a
No.
step too far.
Yeah.
Because, and I say this like as a director, it's one of the things I appreciate when I have an assistant director or even a stage manager. I've worked with some fantastic stage managers who have directing experience, and I tell them, please tell me when I take it that step too far, because I will. Because you start writing an idea, and in your mind, this is the greatest thing ever. And you pass that point where it's not anymore. And then you need that person that you trust that's there to say, nope, 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 come back. Come back from that line.
Exactly.
And he needs that person in his life who is willing to say that to him, who he'll listen to.
He doesn't have an Ivanka, does he?
God. Yeah, because that's worked so well. She's doing a bang-up job. If this is him restrained, God help us all.
Exactly. That's what's so scary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk real world meets horror movies. Wendy and I were talking about a story, and you guys may have seen it, where Google just pulled the plug on this artificial intelligence that they were creating.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh, yeah.
And they
I think
pulled
it was Facebook, wasn't it?
It was. You're right. It was Facebook.
Okay. All right.
Because-
I'm just double
yeah,
checking me.
Yes, I'm sorry. I said it, but this artificial intelligence started creating its own language and started communicating.
Freaked people out and they blew it up.
Which is so sad.
Well, it wasn't Robin Williams playing. Well, it might have been Robin Williams playing.
It could have been.
Oh, well, that makes it sadder.
I know. Oh.
Way to bring a show down.
Wah, wah. No, I found that really, really interesting, a little scary, but intriguing.
A little bit of a creep factor there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Creep factor,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
but fascinating.
Yes, very.
It is. Well, I mean, it goes back to, I think it was, Ken, weren't you the one that had posted about Colossus, the Foreman project on Facebook? Or had you commented on that? Somebody had commented on a great movie from the 70s about two supercomputers. The U.S. has one and Russia has one.
Mm-hmm.
And Colossus is the U.S. computer. And these two computers start communicating with one another, and they decide that the world does not need humanity, so they actually decide to launch a nuclear war to eradicate mankind.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever saw that.
I don't think I have either.
It was based on a novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was based on a book. But it's interesting, how, of course, I think Skynet from Terminator, I think.
Right.
Well, hell, even Tron, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how
No,
artificial
Tron.
I know. The original, not the
not the more recent.
not the recent one, the original. with non CGI Jeff Bridges. No, but that's terrifying that we're getting to that point. In one way, it's amazing that mankind has developed the technology and our own intelligence to the point where we can create that, but shame on us for creating it.
So true.
Well,
hell, we give birth to real monsters. It's alive, and now we're creating them. It's not bad enough that we're creating flesh and blood monsters. Let's create some artificial ones while we're at it too.
although my understanding of the situation is that a lot of the headlines kind of mischaracterize what actually happened.
Now wait, are you saying it's fake news? Because if that's what you're saying, I'm.
No, it's not fake news, but that apparently that within the again, this is stuff that goes a little bit above my pay grade in terms of understanding some of the technology, but that it's actually a well-established subfield of what the AI does to create their own language. That is not something that is unheard of to happen.
Right.
And that that there weren't, that it was blown into being something much bigger and worse than it actually was.
Yeah.
Which in this day and age, that's shocking. What?
I know.
No way.
But the situation was made to sound a lot more sensational than it actually was.
Shut the F-bomb up. You mean my chosen profession, the media, hyped something to get us? No.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff, but yeah.
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
I don't know.
Zombies out in the front yard?
If they are, they're taking other people out, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I hear things out my window. It might be
for
those of you not in the greater Seattle area. We have a lot of haze right now, a lot of smoke and a lot of haze.
You got legalized marijuana, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been a good week. No, we're getting it from the fires in BC.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and you can actually smell the smoke.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
It's gotten really, really thick, and it's kind of remarkable.
I think that's why I'm so I'm having some asthma issues too, so I'm so low energy right now. It's just been crazy. Just breathing, things like
Carly
that.
and I were talking about that. I think it might have been even yesterday, and she said that so she and one of her associates thinks that it's possibly has to do with the alignments of the planets. Sorry, Vincent found it funny.
I'm hearing something. Maniacal laughter.
I did not text you, Wendy. I'm offended. I thought Vincent was my ringtone.
Oh no, it's the general. Sorry.
Oh well, gee.
Yep. It's probably D or something. But anyway, the planets are closer together or some such thing, and the energy. Everybody is just having very bad low energy, mood. The whole thingy.
Well,
has that been going on for a couple of years? Because if so, that really explains a shitload for my life.
It's been worse the last 3 or 4 days.
Oh, that's all.
Hey, Rob Lowe's new A&E show's on right now.
Oh, is it? I can't decide if I want to watch that or not.
Let me see. The Lowe Files with the two. Yeah, no, okay. Well, it'll be on a bunch. We'll watch it later, right? see what we see.
I'm not sure how I can't tell how I feel about this whole thing.
Is it going to be sensationalized, or they're going to, I don't know either.
It looked a lot more like Family Time than anything else.
Well, I was going to say, it's not so, I mean, it is reality TV, but it's not, I mean, is it an actual quote-unquote reality show, or is it just a show with them?
I think they're kind of in search of Sasquatch, but I'm not positive on that one.
Well, it's all sorts of different paranormal things. They're supposed to be like just researching and just kind of investigating things, and I think that's what I heard. So I don't know.
Because all paranormal investigators have the classic good looks of Rob Lowe.
When I didn't
I'll watch it for that reason alone. I'm sorry.
I think that's some of my confusion. Is he interested in the paranormal? Does he know anything about the paranormal? Has he done this before?
Well, he wanted to spend time with his sons, and they found that this was kind of.
There are parks for that.
Well, parks with ghosts. He likes that.
And libraries and
it's not
ice cream parlors.
It's not just paranormal though. It's like any unsolved murders, unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Supernatural meets Mystery Inc. meets Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. I mean, it's
as long as you don't throw MST 2000, however many in with it, it ought to be okay.
Could be.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, Dan Aykroyd even had a show on Fox for like half a season back in the 90s where that he was investigating.
It was kind of like In Search Of, wasn't it?
It was very much that, because I mean, Dan Aykroyd is a huge paranormal enthusiast, a huge,
yes.
and he did his, and It's amazing.
Good idea.
Yeah. It's amazing to me. The older Dan Aykroyd gets, the more he looks like the Shire Reeve that he played in Nothing But Trouble.
Oh, that's scary. Oh my gosh. Have you ever seen that movie, Kim? With the
I don't think I have,
Chevy
actually.
She was probably not quite out of middle school when that movie came out.
When did it come out?
Oh, I don't
Early
know.
90s.
Yeah.
Listen to her.
Depends on how early those 90s were.
Yes.
Oh well, let's just
It's a
find
very
out.
weird movie. Let's just
It
say.
was a messed up movie.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the list.
Chat room says he's had too much of his own vodka.
Who has?
I'm not sure. I lost that thread there. I didn't see it till later.
1991, Kim.
91. I was. I don't know if I want to admit what grade I was in then.
That's okay.
I was in 91. Fourth grade.
Oh.
I think that sounds right.
I just spit scotch through my nose. Do you know how much that hurts?
It's a cleanse. It's a nose cleanse.
I was actually married in 1990, if that makes you feel a little better, Travis.
I was starting apprenticeship school in 91.
I was getting ready to graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't complain.
Fair enough.
It is what it is.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
How old we are. It's bragging rights at this point.
It's
well, and no matter what, there's always going to be someone younger who's making you feel bad about it.
Exactly.
That's true. I work. All of my employees are freaking millennials.
Oh my.
I'm barely, but I technically have the cut, and I resent the hell out of it because I was born in 82, and technically, that makes me a millennial. I don't think it should because I didn't have a cell phone until I was in college, and I remember VHS tapes and cassette tapes and 8-tracks and all that jazz. But the way they've been dividing up the years, they have millennials, I think, starting sometime around 80.
Really?
Yeah, which I think is BS. But
yeah, I think millennials, 90s.
Yeah, I think more like 90 and above personally. But we don't really fit with Gen X either, so we're kind of this weird in between generation. Anyway. The end.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
So I can tell you that Ross and I are going to be down at Preston Castle. Do you guys know about Preston Castle?
Only bits and parts. Would you tell us about it?
It's haunted.
Yeah.
Was it a brothel?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay.
It actually used to be.
I thought I was close.
It actually used to be an all-boys school.
Okay, so it kind of was.
But it was for bad boys. So they were all kept there. And, kind of a reform school, basically. And I guess one of the boys killed one of the teachers there. And supposedly her ghost is supposed to be the most prevalent spirit that haunts the place. And this was the one that, I don't know if anyone saw Ghost Adventures, where Zach Bagans got possessed by her spirit. And he started to cry. It was so heart-wrenching. And, oh my gosh, my heart just broke for him. Just hoping he'd take off his shirt, so
That poor little feller.
Oh God, it just drove me nuts. But anyway, it's been on most of the ghost shows and everything. But I have known a couple of groups who have gone there and actually have gotten some really good evidence there. So I'm not just basing it on the idiot, Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures. I'm actually, basing it on real people that I know that have gotten some really good evidence there. So they're going to have a paranormal conference there, and they're actually going to have a fundraiser, or to kind of help keep it up, basically keep the property up, since they,
June, is that the place where the monk hung himself in the
No.
bell tower? Okay, no, that's Manresa.
Manresa Castle.
Okay.
Actually, that was not a true story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Neat.
the bartender made that up because so many people were asking who the ghost was. The bartender was sick of hearing about it, and so he made up the story about the woman jumping out the window and the monk that hung himself. So it's pretty funny to watch these shows now, and that's one of the stories they are reporting on, and that's one of the ghosts that they see. So, it is pretty interesting when that happens. But yeah, the Preston Castle has had a lot of really interesting things happen, but it's going to be really cool. This will be the first time I get to see it, so I'm excited about that. That's going to be the end of August.
August.
Then in September, I'm going out to Philadelphia and get to see some sights, and one of my friends there, and Ross and I are going out, both of us, are going out there too. And then
on east.
And then November is when we have our trip to Europe, so it's gonna be awesome.
Jealous.
Oh, okay. Now you say that. Okay, you say that so nonchalantly. You go in depth about Preston Castle and Philadelphia, and in November we go to Europe. What the hell?
Oh, Europe.
It's so...
blasé.
Once you've done Europe once or twice, I mean.
Oh, the humanity. Yeah.
It's Europe, but it's November.
I adore Europe in the fall.
Exactly.
If you know how long I've been paying on this trip, you would know that I keep paying a little bit each month. So, I won't be so slammed all at once with, all these, all the hotels and everything to have to pay for. So I keep trying to pay for each hotel every month. So I'm getting down to the wire now. I was like, oh, crap. I haven't even got my ticket back yet to to America.
Oh, no. I'll just have to stay in Europe forever.
I know. It's like,
and ever. And ever.
I'm
June,
going to be
June Antoinette Nixon, the expatriate.
Yes, the expatriate.
Just living abroad.
It's so tempting this day and age.
Raising her Rob Roy.
Yes.
Oh well, that's true. This is true. Now, June, when is Ross going to be? When is Ross going to be at Bob Mackey's? That's this month, isn't it?
It is. He's leaving. I think. Let's see. I think he's leaving next Tuesday, and he's going all over the place. He's going to be in Wisconsin too. They're actually going to a brothel.
Of course they are.
It's for their documentary.
Well, of course they are.
It's for the documentary they're working on.
Yes.
Yes, haunted sex.
If I had a dime.
It's his documentary because he's going to all kinds of brothels and interviewing people and
yes. Then I think I'm not sure about Waverly Hills though, because they have said, he's not going to be there on a weekend, and they're only open on the weekends right now, and he has not been able to get in. So, part of me selfishly is hoping that won't happen because we're supposed to go there together.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame.
You little vixen. You're just so evil and conniving.
I just
while Ross is out shooting his bordello brothel documentary Haunted Sex, Spooked Between the Sheets.
Yeah.
Is that actually what it's called?
No, I just made that shit up.
Oh, because that's actually not a bad name.
Thank you. That's what I do. I excel at that kind of thing, though.
Do you know I used to have my little radio show was called Under the Covers with June. It was a spooky Saturday morning.
I can't even fake surprise at that after how many brothels you've investigated, and you want me to be surprised at the name of your show.
Well, it was just about playing basically old scary radio shows. So it was Under the Covers with June, and
That's very cool.
But I might do that again.
Well, Wendy, actually, we have developed quite the repertoire of theatrical players for what we want to do in October.
Absolutely.
What we wanted to do last October, yeah. See, we wanted to redo War of the Worlds.
Oh, yes.
Do tell.
We kept trying to plan it, and people kept flaking.
Yeah, mainly me.
Mainly.
Yes.
No, it wasn't completely you. It was not completely you, no.
It was pretty much, yeah. Well,
Other people.
my workload went astronomical in the fall last year. I lost employees. I was hiring and training, and it was just one thing after another. And then I was sent to Bowling Green for like 4 days for a conference. I'm going to Louisville. Actually, this October, I'm not going to a brothel, but by God, I'm going to tour Maker's Mark for a tasting.
Oh, do it. Can you take samples and send them to people?
I will do my best.
Yes.
And then I'm doing a 3-hour riverboat cruise.
Oh, fun.
Oh, nice.
I know. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. I'm doing it by myself, but it's going to be awesome.
That's okay. You might meet some really fun people.
Oh, they're all in broadcasting. These people drink like there is no tomorrow.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Well, after the eclipse, there might not be.
That you're absolutely right.
So you may as well do it now.
For anyone whose birthday is not on that day, right?
True. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
Now, the lady in the chat room is saying that she planned Ghost Labs events and did the PR for the website for a year.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brad and Barry, I don't know. I kind of like that show.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the ghost shows, I kind of enjoyed seeing them, try to, do that, find the evidence in front of the camera and everything like that. I thought it was fun. I kind of enjoyed that one. Well, our friend David Weatherly just spent some time with Brad and Barry Kling in New Orleans for a project they're working on. So,
I saw the pictures. Yeah.
They were in Nottoway Plantation, where Ross and I had stayed the year before and got to investigate that plantation there. So that was pretty cool.
Very neat.
But that's a beautiful plantation. We didn't get to. It's so funny because I landed in New Orleans, the airport. Never have been to New Orleans, the city yet. I've never been there because it was Mardi Gras, and I was like, screw that, let's go the other way. There were so many people. I was like, oh, no. So I have still never got to see it. And at the airport on the way back, we got to see the people actually coming back from, Mardi Gras. And they were vomiting and things like that. And I was like, let's go another time. That would be nice. Do not want to partake.
Projectile
vomiting in New Orleans in the heat.
Yeah, it is not. I was. Shut up. I was in New Orleans in November one year, and it was still like 100 degrees. And I
Did you melt?
No, but I was drinking excessively. I was doing martinis and dirty martinis and Cajun martinis and scotch. And yeah, I flew back.
Without an airplane?
Pretty much. But wow, that, yeah. It's one. I've been to Vegas many times. Wendy knows I had an office in Vegas. I've been in Vegas many times. I've been drunk in Vegas many times. I've gone to Vegas drunk. I've left Vegas drunk. I've been in Vegas drunk. I have never felt as crappy as I did as being in New Orleans in that humidity in November when it's 100 degrees, and then just it's a totally different kind of kick you in the gut.
Teeth. Yeah.
I said gut.
The manly
Nuts.
parts, your manly bits, yeah.
Balls.
Your
I can
magical
still say balls,
exploding
can't I, Wendy?
spears. Absolutely.
Why does Kim get the hall pass?
Because.
That should be good enough.
Uh-huh.
The pink hair.
That's it exactly. I could never pull off pink hair, so she is my idol right now.
I haven't seen the pink hair, so I don't know if she's pulling it off or not. So.
Yes, you haven't posted any pictures of yourself on Facebook with pink hair, have you?
How often do I post pictures of myself on Facebook in general?
I know, that's true. That's true. Oh.
The drinks I drink and my cats. Those are my favorite things to post pictures of on Facebook.
You ever post your cat drinking your drinks? That would be funny.
It's happened.
There was that one picture that she was eyeing was Tilly eyeing your drink that one time.
Yeah. Tilly will stick her face in it, and then she'll stick her face really far out of it. She's like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, giant German shepherds will drink your drink if you don't watch it carefully.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in college we used to have a beagle, and when I was gone, these stupid guys would give my beagle wine. I'm surprised that dog didn't damage like crazy.
Who does that?
I finally found him a home because I couldn't leave him alone with anybody, and I was like, but I found him in a really good home. Actually, I found a home. It was really kind of funny because I was walking him around the block, and this older man and his granddaughter were, kind of petting the dog and everything. And then they were like, "Oh, I've been looking for a beagle like this," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Well, here you go." It was like a miracle to them.
Nice.
Things like that would happen all the time. Oh, bless you.
I am so sorry. I actually tried to move away from the microphone as quickly as I could. That came out of nowhere. I apologize.
I'm just glad we weren't wearing your.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, but no, I was going to say that when I go to Europe, I'm actually going to Iceland for a couple days by myself, which is
nice.
Really kind of interesting. Because last time I went, the couple of people that I was with got in a really big fight, and we did not go to half the places we were going to go to. So let's just say I'm going to, these are stuff that's been on my list. So going to get to see some, and it should be the Northern Lights should be really good at that time of year too in Iceland. So I'm really looking
awesome.
at that. So that's going to be my thing. And then after that, we're going to meet in London and then go to Edinburgh and then Northern Ireland and then fly out of Dublin. So that's our little trip. And we're going to stay in some haunted castles.
Aren't they awesome. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to be a tourist in Europe to stay in a castle that wasn't haunted?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they all?
It would not be nice.
That's the fun.
Well, I know, but I'm saying that's one of my favorite comedians is Eddie Izzard. I mean, I think man's brilliant and phenomenal. It's like that thing is like, you all come to England and think we all live in a castle. And we do. We all live in a castle. We're up to here with fucking castles. We long for a bungalow. It's like
that's cute.
It's like, they had, what was it? They had Euro Disney, and they went, well, they actually have castles over here. That you need to make them a little bit bigger.
Oh. Yeah, it's really amazing. Just being in some of those places and knowing the history. I think Tantallon Castle that was outside of Edinburgh was like one of my favorite castles. It was so beautiful. It was just ruins, but it was just really beautiful. It's right on the sea, and in the distance you could see this rock that had a lighthouse on it. And oh wow, it was incredible. And there was like this well that people had reportedly been thrown down and killed. Oh, Just so cool.
Damn it, they found that well?
Yeah.
I got to find a new place.
I've got one.
Oh, okay. In Seattle?
talk.
Or is it okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
I need one.
I'd be pleased.
You know, I did go to Italy, and that was an amazing trip.
Oh, wow.
And it is very interesting being, you know, going to the Colosseum and, you know, standing in something 2,000 years old. You can't really do that in the U.S. You know, it's kind of fun for us to go somewhere that's like, you know, wow, this thing is 75 years old. Awesome. You know, but to go and
yeah.
you know, to go to Florence and stand on the Ponte Vecchio, and, you know, a bridge that is older than the time of Christ, and, you know, that was under protection by both Italy and Germany. You know, there was this truce; they would not bomb it. You know, and you'd walk across it, and then to go into all of these great places, and it does give you this sense of, I'm not really that important after all. You know, there is.
Yeah, long after you go, that's still going to be standing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's incredible. We're
You know,
hoping
to go to St. Peter's Basilica and actually still holy water, which I did.
Oh.
Well, I wanted to. I bought an exorcism kit while I was there, and I wanted the holy water, and I wanted it to actually be the water the Pope had blessed. But I'm not Catholic. I was married to a Catholic at the time.
Oh.
But you know, that doesn't really get you anywhere because they don't really recognize you or the marriage. So I don't really know. So
That is true. That's true.
Yeah. So my favorite.
Well, so now when did this happen? I was going to say, was that a few years ago when this happened?
2007. 10 years. Yeah.
Just wondering if it might have, you know, been cursed instead.
You know what? No,
That's where it all started.
Those Catholic
Actually,
curses are a bitch.
probably. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Probably my favorite story about being married to my ex-wife was we were visiting my ex-mother-in-law at the time, and both my ex-wife and ex-mother-in-law now were Catholic, and my mother-in-law at the time was moving, and it was a very, very tedious, very strenuous time, and my wife at the time and my mother-in-law were upstairs, and they were at each other's throats because they could get along fine for about the first 24 hours, but after that it was like, when you go back in time, do not run into yourself because you might, you know, create some kind of cataclysmic event. That was kind of what would happen with my ex-wife and my ex-mother-in-law. They could be okay for a while, then after that it was like this, you know, it was going to explode. So I'm like, you know, and my mother-in-law had this, you know, little tiny wine rack on top of the refrigerator, and I was like, I'm going to go down and open a bottle of wine. And she's like, okay. So I go downstairs. She lived in this little condo. It was like, you know, it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, you know, kitchen condo. And I went down the stairs, went in the bathroom, got the corkscrew, grabbed a bottle of wine, put the corkscrew in, and just as the cork was sliding out of the bottle, I heard footsteps just running. And just as the cork went pop, she's like, anything except the Georges de Buff.
Oh, that's exactly what you did. Oh.
And I looked down.
Oh, whoops.
And she hadn't gotten into the kitchen yet. And I'm like, why not the Georges de Buff? She's like, because a friend of mine was at St. Peter's Basilica. That bottle was blessed by Pope St. John Paul II.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Really?
Blessed be the wine that I pour into my
And do
mouth.
you know how difficult it is to get an actual honest-to-God cork back in the bottle after
Very
you?
hard.
So here I am, the bottle's between my legs, the cork, I'm pushing, and she walks in and she's like,
And the
you
neck
opened
snaps.
it.
Oh.
She's like, you opened it, didn't you?
You're like, well,
Well, yeah. You were a little late coming back with that, honey.
She's like, it's okay. She goes, let's just drink it. So we got 3 glasses, we poured it. The shit, it was vinegar. It was god-awful.
oh, no.
Oh, funny.
It was
What happens when
horrible.
it's blessed?
Well, that's what happens when the Pope gets to it, you know?
Exactly.
I guess that's what molested wine tastes like. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
A little bit like the one out that Belvoir, well, it's an inn and winery now, but the haunted place out in Liberty. Um,
It's awesome.
Another friend of mine out there, she drinks that wine out there, and I can smell her coming from about 10 feet away. And it's like, holy crap, no, stay back, back.
Back. Light a match.
That place though was so awesome. I have
Yeah,
to say. Yeah, it was really funny when we first got there. There weren't any no trespassing signs around there, so let me just put that up there first.
But it was kind of implied somehow,
It was a
the
little
atmosphere.
implied.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to this one building, and there's this huge window that doesn't have the glass in it, and so like Ross is like, let's climb through this window. I'm like, I'm not going to climb through this window. I'm not going to be able to get out. So we went back and forth for maybe 15 minutes about him finally convincing me to climb through this stupid window. So I'm like, okay, I'll climb through this stupid window. But I thought, if I don't get out again, you're going to have to get the jaws of life or something. Pull me out somehow. I don't know how. So I finally get into this building and crawled in. We start to walk a little ways when this family was walking on the outside.
Uh-huh.
What do they do? They go over and open the freaking door and walk in. After I climbed through the window.
Hey, I climbed through it too, about ripped my bridges seat out.
And this family just comes walking up there and they open the door and walk right in. That was pretty funny. Just didn't realize that, why would you check the door? Because everything else was boarded up and everything. It's like, why would you even think the door was open? But that was
exactly funny. Right.
But that place was amazing, though. I mean, it was an old abandoned mental hospital, and wow, I got some great pictures. Really good pictures there. Oh yeah, it was really cool.
I think that was the building they had to tear down, though.
No,
I'm not positive, but I believe it might have been.
Well, it was pretty condemned, I have to say that.
Yeah.
And everything. I mean, I made sure I only stayed, on like bits of floor that was actually still cement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm not walking up that, the staircase that's almost fallen in. That was fun, but no.
Where's your sense of adventure, June?
I sometimes have a sense of adventure a lot more than a lot of people, but when I think I'm going to be flying or falling through a floor, I kind of put my foot down a little bit. That was like this one brothel I went into in.
There's always a brothel.
There's always a brothel.
Wait, where's my cup?
Take a drink. Everybody take a drink.
Montana.
Brothel.
It was in Montana, I think. I think it was outside of Butte, Montana.
Of course it was. Yeah. Is there anything else in Montana besides Butte?
But it was
brothels.
Glacier National Park. Yeah.
Well, that's true. Billings, Montana.
And brothels.
Brothels. Anything that starts with B. Butte, Billings, brothels.
I have to look that up. What it was? I can't remember. Boobs. But it was actually an old brothel that was called Dumas brothel, not dumbass, but Dumas brothel.
Dumas, yes.
As in Alexander Dumas of the Three Musketeers?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But it was actually made to be a brothel. It had the windows like in Amsterdam on the inside of the hallways. So the women could show off their wares and things like that. And whenever one of the men saw what he liked, he would pick them, and then they'd just close the curtains and do their thing and kick them out. So it was a very interesting
Butte,
thing.
Montana, nothing but outdoor, outdoorsy types. Would it really matter what wares she was showing?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, she could just show a burlap sack probably.
Yeah.
Is that the one that was close to the Montana State Prison?
It wasn't that far.
Oh, okay.
It was about 100 miles. That was your fault.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
Talk about your captive audience there.
Yeah, a real captive audience. But no, that place was almost. I mean, the floor. It was just like wherever I walked, I would walk like closest to the wall because I thought, okay,
That's where the
At least maybe it might be anchored enough towards the wall. There were a couple people, that were walking in the middle, and all of a sudden you just hear, and I'm like, don't make a skylight.
That's not good.
We're not close to the hospital.
Well, seeing the footage from the one on top of Kooks, isn't that how you say that?
Yeah, Kooks.
Yeah, that was a scary looking site for you guys to investigate.
It was pretty amazing. That just to know also that the place had been abandoned since the 1930s, and they're just using part of it for storage, where they just put old boxes and things like that in there. And one of the men that was helping kind of clean it up a little bit said that all of a sudden he would hear his name being called and whispered in his ear, and he would feel like a hand going over his face and then going down his body to his unmentionables. And he said that he said it was kind of an amazing, I guess, feeling, and he would stay there and try to conjure it up again.
Yeah, that was that younger guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Philip. Yeah. So they did their documentary there, and they had 3 guys laying on these old beds, naked, and with thermal imaging cameras on them to see if maybe there was some evidence of them being touched. So yeah. So our friend poor Morgan had to watch these naked guys.
Poor Morgan.
See if he actually would get any responses. See if they actually would get any responses. I think he was pretty tired of that after a while.
Why didn't they ask you to help, June?
Well, they did, but I really can't take any more. I can't take any more days off from work, so it's like, aw.
Notice that June didn't say she wouldn't have done it.
Right.
I would have done it.
She's just saying, I couldn't take the time off.
Yeah, I couldn't take the time off.
Stop. You had me at naked men.
If I had the PTO, sure.
Exactly.
Isn't the old madam kind of aggressive towards any other women that come into the place? Aggressive as in get out.
Don't talk about June like that when she's right on the radio show with us.
Well, it was interesting because when I was there, the first time that I was there, and Philip kept saying things like, "Oh, I'm going to go into this room with June," and we're trying to like kind of antagonize a little bit, but not really. I don't really believe in that, but. And I mentioned something. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go in this room with Philip, and we're going to have a great time," something like that. And as soon as I started to walk into the room, I felt somebody pull my elbow back, and I thought it was Ross. And so I turned around, I was like, "What?" I think I said it just like that. It's like, "What?" And realized he was over 3 feet away from me. He wasn't even standing there, and I felt somebody like tug my elbow, like, "Oh no, you don't." And that's why I was like thinking, what in the hell is he doing? Why is he pulling me out of the room? Mm-hmm. And then he looked at me like, what? So yeah, that was pretty cool. But we didn't get any really good EVPs or anything the last time I was there. But so who knows?
The chat room is asking, isn't that the guy how the guy from NXS died?
How's that?
I asked if it was in a brothel. I haven't gotten a response yet, but
no, he committed suicide.
Okay.
I can't remember how though. Was it erotic asphyxiation?
Autoerotic asphyxiation? Don't ask me how I know that. I'm just tossing that. I'm tossing that term out.
Don't ask him why his computer has viruses either.
Yeah, I won't.
I take every precaution from contracting an EVP as far as possible.
And that's what I try to catch every time.
Of course, you're in brothels.
Take a drink.
Maybe.
I know. I'm trying.
And I'm going to run out. We've said brothel far too many times.
We've said it a lot fewer than I normally say it.
Yeah.
Oh man. I need to like really go through and count how many brothels I have investigated. Just to really see, because I think it's a lot higher.
69? I'm just tossing out numbers now. I don't know.
I'm sure you are tossing that number out. Oh no, so bad.
I'm sorry. It was in the mirror. 96?
No.
Oh, okay.
Probably not that many, but I'm sure it's been a lot. Oh my gosh. This should be fun. Well,
June, I want to go on a haunted brothel investigation with you and Ross.
Well, you come on out anytime. I could take you a few out here.
I went in on that.
Yeah.
She has this evil laugh when she says it. Did you hear that? It was almost Vincent Price-esque. I can take you to a few out here.
See, I've never been to a haunted brothel. Well, except the ones in Pioneer Square. I mean, most of them aren't brothels anymore, but pretty much all of Pioneer Square was a brothel at one point in time or another.
And you never got to go up to the upstairs in the J&M Cafe, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man. That used to be a brothel. Yeah.
I know.
And
I don't get to go to any of the good brothels, June.
On top of Merchants, too.
I haven't been up there either.
Oh,
man.
I know.
The name of the brothel was on top of Merchants. Well, that's just kind of in your face advertising, isn't it?
Merchants Cafe.
That's to your audience.
Well, we're gonna have to like plan a little like outing out to Stanwood Hotel and Saloon. See if I can, take you up in the rooms up there. Since I know the secret way to get there, the secret back way that we can get in the rooms when nobody's there.
So
went the back way.
Yes.
So what you're saying is there's a secret backdoor entrance to a brothel?
Yeah.
Nice.
Secret, yes.
Chat room says she's had way more sips than you've said brothel, so catch up.
I'm out. I have to refill before I can drink more.
That is true.
I have never been. I have always wanted to come up to the Northwest. I have never been to Seattle, even though, the Kolchak the Night Stalker, one of my favorite TV series, the second movie, made-for-TV movie, was set in Seattle and Pioneer Square, as a matter of fact, which is why I was cracking up when you were talking about Pioneer Square. I would love to get out there and actually take a trip. I've been on the West Coast, just never up to the Northwest. I really need to do that.
Come on sometime, Ross has either got a comfy couch or we've got an extra place here you can also stay, so feel free.
I figured you just put me up at the haunted doll place and I have to snuggle with Mr. Creepy.
Yes, that would be awesome too. We'll put you at Spooked. One of the little
I think maybe we'd have to do that on Facebook Live.
Please, spending the night in a cold, dank, desolate place, holding on to a lifeless and inanimate object. Didn't I mention I have an ex-wife? I've been married.
I was waiting for that punchline. I was like, wait, comment about an ex coming in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, it's a very, but right now it's not cold and damp. It is very warm and muggy underground. It's
the worst, especially when you're wearing a corset.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not wearing one, but yeah. No, exactly.
Where's the corset?
Kim has to wear one for her tour.
On the tours, yeah.
So she can get better. So she can get better tips.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you.
Better what? What? With the corset, what does she get better?
Tips.
I'm still missing it. There's a consonant I'm missing somewhere. What?
Well, she would have better tips too. But...
I don't know. They're pretty good all by themselves.
I'd enhance it a little more, but money tips. she gets better.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Okay, got it. Seriously,
More money in the hat.
Yes.
But it's warm. It's because we dress quasi Victorian, so it's long skirts and shirts and corsets, and surprisingly, they're not air conditioned.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're very much not.
not if you were true to the time frame and
That is
the-
so true. Well,
I was
yeah.
doing the tour last night. I was miserable.
Oh, I bet you were. Oh my God. Ugh.
How much time does it take to go through a tour?
It's about 90 minutes.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
How long does it take to put on a corset?
About 90 minutes.
About 90 minutes.
Who's
That's what I
ever
was thinking.
helping her tie it in the back? I'm pulling the straps really tight.
Well, our business manager has it down to she's got a pretty good system down with me now, but every so often she's not there, and so then it's either whoever's working the front desk or I turn to Mark and I'm like, no,
Oh, no.
that's not gonna happen.
He just ties a slip knot and you go out and it's all all the hell.
I can just hear him say when you ask him to do what?
I would know better than ever try to ask Mark to help me with that. Oh, that would go over
Get
well.
one of the customers out there to help.
I know. I would go out into the lobby first and be like, "Can someone help me tie this? Anyone? Please."
Oh, it's funny.
I'll ask one of the ghosts. One of you, just
Yes, please just tie it.
nice little
If
bow.
it's-
That's all I need.
If someone's here, just tie the corset.
Give me a sign by
Fuck-
tying my
fuck-
corset.
Fuck turning on the light and it off. Don't roll a ball across the room. Tie the corset.
Tie my corset.
Nice little Christmas bow.
And we'll leave you alone today.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just really glad. I mean, I'm just really glad I'm not a tour guide because my costume, I do have a costume, but it's a morning gown. So
Oh.
it's had long sleeves and
Mhm.
high neck and it's all the way down. And I have this old veil and, it's very creepy, but it's so high. It's very thick material too. So
It's fine in October because you wear it for the Death Museum tours, don't you?
yeah, I
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
tours.
It looks really cool.
Museum, and it's like, oh. Someday I'm just gonna wear the veil in front of my face and have a faceless mask on or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting annoyed. Some of the ghosts have been a little grabby lately.
Oh,
You think it might be the corset?
yeah.
Well, not just with me though. I mean, like the ghosts at Merchants have been really active, but in the underground we have it Spooked. They've been super handsy. And the guy in the back, he usually likes the blondes, and it was a couple weeks ago. He grabbed me around the waist when I was right in the middle of a story, and he's grabbed a couple other people on my tour recently.
Yeah.
We had one guy who actually had marks on his neck from where he felt something grab him and scratch him.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder what he did. I mean, was he being an asshole or was he?
He was in the back, and it was when it was dark. It was around the time everybody turned their lights off, but there wasn't a lot of people standing around him, but his friends took a picture of it because you could see what looked like finger marks that had scratched down his neck. And I don't know. I mean, they said that they were just standing there. It's hard to say. They were in the back and they were younger, and I could imagine them doing something that would have been kind of noxious too.
Because I want to strike some people that are, on the tour, just, and maybe it was me. Maybe it was my subconscious kind of reaching out and strangling them.
Probably good that my subconscious doesn't. That wouldn't end well. My subconscious would have a field day with a lot of people on the tours, mostly the Groupon users.
Yes, definitely. Oh, yes.
I hear, is that Vincent Price again?
Yeah, that's Vincent Price. He's laughing at you guys. Yeah.
Well, it happens.
Yes. Did you do Did you get a horror block this time, Kim?
I did. It was a fantastic month.
We got our horror blocks, which are little geek boxes filled with little horror items. Horror.
And horror. June gets a
Horror?
horror box each month too.
Well, of course she does. It has to do with brothels.
It's like, awesome! I needed
Brothels are us.
this.
I love it.
Like, what's the vibrating noise? Oh, never mind.
It's my vibrator.
Oh, never mind. But yeah, that was pretty cute. We got a Vincent Price little bust in our little horror blocks.
I like the Gremlins pen was cool too.
Yes,
I like the Gremlins pen.
That was cute.
And I love my t-shirt. The t-shirt.
I got a different t-shirt. I like your t-shirt better.
Oh wow! What'd you get?
It's like a snake eating its tail, but coming out of the snake. If it's a reference, I wasn't really getting it.
It's actually a religious symbol.
Yeah, well, but it's a play on it because it's like the snake is then busting out of the snake that's eating its tail. It's kind of weird.
Oh, I have to see a picture. I have to see a picture of that.
I will take a picture of that.
That would be cool.
But no, I liked yours because you had a Bates Motel one, didn't you?
It was called it was Bates Mansion, but it was but it looked like the Disney. It looked like the Disney mansion, the horror mansion. There,
haunted mansion.
The horror mansion.
Horror mansion. The horror mansion.
Yes, the horror mansion.
You know,
Ross is going there, right, for his documentary, The Horror Mansion.
if it's a Disneyland, he'll be there.
That's what we call June's apartment.
Oh, snap!
I wish. I've given up the horror days.
Oh man.
Yeah. I decided to, just forget it.
I'm not coming to Seattle.
I always make exceptions to my rules, though. Oh yes, so sad. Yeah, I even condensed down to a single bed now, so our twin bed. That's what I mean. I even condensed down to a twin bed because I'm sharing on a place with a friend, so I decided to make this room like my own little studio apartment. So I put a little twin bed in with a chair, and so I hardly have to leave. It's so awesome. I can just shut myself up for days. Well, except it doesn't have a bathroom, so I do have to leave. Like, sadly, but yes, I do. I do have to say, though, this morning I left my house at 4:45 in the morning and went to work out for an hour and came back and got ready for work.
There's a 4:45 in the morning?
Yeah. Okay. What's wrong?
Only on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist on the East Coast. Fuck that shit.
I really couldn't believe it.
6 o'clock is early enough for me. I don't need 4:45. Screw that shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in at 5:45 on Friday and see how late I can be to work without them saying anything. So because that was just too early this morning.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Oh man. Well, especially it's like going out to my car, and we're kind of in this little area that's kind of open that anything could be hiding behind bushes, or I'm talking about animals, like wild animals, like right.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be worried about people out where you are.
No. It's mostly animals and spiders and other things that I walk really fast in my car and jump in really fast and lock the doors. It's pretty comical though. See me like try to get in the car as fast as possible.
Where the hell do you live, June?
Well, it's
hell. It's the fourth dimension of hell.
Pretty much, actually.
It sounds like you live in this, inner city Chicago.
Yeah, it's more of the wealthy area of Seattle, which I'm not wealthy, but I just happen to have a great deal here, living with a roommate in the bottom half of the house. And but it's the wealthier area of Seattle. That's one of the wealthy areas of Seattle. There's quite a few wealthy areas around Seattle.
Well, of course, they all made their money on brothels. It was very easy to make a living.
Yeah.
That is true. The most
on top of the merchants. I mean, that's how you make your money.
It's a whole new play on top of Old Smoky. On top of old merchants.
All covered. Oh no, we just can't even go there.
And we're done.
And that's okay.
Well, there is only 5 minutes left, so.
There you go.
Oh my! But Seattle did get most of their money from a madam.
Mm-hmm.
Madam Lou Graham.
Madam Lou Graham. She's the one that made most of the money for Seattle and got a lot of the schools established, everything else. So,
and not a statue for her, not a school named in her honor.
Well, of course
that's a shame.
not.
Yeah.
Yes. Like,
She did a lot for the city. She really did.
I think a lot of them did, to be real honest. But yeah, you'll never know it because
in different
society,
ways.
what it was. Yeah.
They
probably ran the city in the background.
I'm sure she did.
Women run everything. Background, foreground. I'm okay with that.
Sadly, except for Washington.
Yeah.
DC, right?
Yeah. Well, we're not even going to go there.
Yeah.
We haven't launched our political commentary radio program yet.
It's also a horror show.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. American Horror Story season 7. Cult.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Actually, 8. Actually, I guess it's 8, isn't it?
45. Yeah.
No, it's
Is it 7? This is 7.
6 or 7.
Okay, 7. Murder House.
Asylum. Mm-hmm. Then
Coven.
Freak Show. Or no, it was Coven, then Freak
Show,
then the Hotel,
and then so this is 7.
And then reality TV. So this is that's 6.
But this is upcoming 7.
Yeah, this is
Murder House 1.
Mm-hmm.
Asylum 2.
Mm-hmm.
Coven 3.
Mm-hmm.
Freak Show 4.
Mm-hmm.
Hotel 5. Roanoke 6.
Roanoke was 6, yeah. So this is 7, yeah.
7.
Well, and Ryan Murphy recently talked about how the worlds were connected.
Yes, this is the layers of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch that. I missed that.
I didn't like season 6.
I thought it was okay. I think what I liked most was when they put the two casts together for the reality show, or they put them both in the house. I think that was fun.
I liked the audacity of it.
It was very in your face, and it was very. This is the type of world that we live in. This is the type of presidency we have. We have a reality TV show president. But I mean, I love the story of Roanoke Island. I always have.
Oh yeah, it's a great story.
It's a great, and they could have done so much more with that story, I think.
I agree. Yeah.
And I was very disappointed because that has always been my favorite of the unsolved mysteries, of the new country, that this entire civilization that disappeared with nothing but one word scribbled on a tree.
Yeah.
And they hinted at it. I mean, they played with it. They could have done it. And maybe he'll come back and tie it in. I don't know. But I mean, they played with it. They dangled it there. Croatoan. I mean, they but you let me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the little pig children, saying it was really stupid. I don't even know why they pig children.
I don't know.
And why they put the eating family in there for, anything. Why do you have to
I don't know. No clue. Kathy Bates, amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she won't be back for
no, she's
not
supposed
coming
to
back.
She's supposed to be.
She just recently said she wasn't.
Aw.
Well, she's not in season 7 because I've been working with a firm in LA that they said that she was shooting a scene
maybe she
for season 7. I don't know.
Well, she said yesterday she won't be in. She'd released yesterday saying she won't be returning. So it's possible they'll still pull a fast one on us, but she had said yesterday she wasn't going to be.
Ryan Murphy. Okay. Yeah.
And I think it's to do with another show that she's going to be filming, so I think it conflicts.
Well, I wish I could say it was the project I'm working on because they've been trying to get her to sign a contract to do it. So
it's a Chuck Lorre project.
Yeah, that's not me.
I mean, that'd be awesome. But
I know that's not me though.
Couldn't have you would have said, "Oh my God!"
I know. Got so excited. I was dancing around. I was doing my whole brothel dance. And
Was that with veils? Were you using your veils?
Fans. Feather fetish.
you know what?
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
No, it was with a boa. Thank you very much. There were no fans. Yeah,
I would love pictures of that too, please.
You'll just have to wait.
Okay.
He says, flipping back his long hair that needs a haircut.
Oh,
His salt and pepper hair. He's flipping it back to the sun. You know.
that's awesome.
Well,
This has been fun tonight. Thank you.
Mhm.
I think I needed this.
Oh, good.
well.
Yes.
So, what are upcoming projects, or you want give information on how to get a hold of you ladies, or you just want to call it an evening of good chat and fun, and one final toast, and
Have to refill for that.
And talk about your honeys and your tweets tonight.
Oh, yes. I will be as part of my 100 Days of Horror with the Horror Honeys, which is thehorrorhoneys.com. I will be live tweeting Spider Baby starting at 9 p.m. Pacific time. You can find Spider Baby. It's on Netflix, I believe. Or not Netflix, excuse me. It's on Amazon.
And it's also on YouTube. I think that there's
okay.
I might be wrong, but I thought there was a whole movie on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
now,
And
does that is it about spiders and little spiders and things like that, or what?
no, my understanding it's something to do with like a group of a family and kind of how demented they are.
Oh, okay. Yes, that might not be any better.
It's supposed to be
For me,
it's supposed to be
personally,
like it's got quite the cult status, so it's supposed to be pretty fun is what everybody tells me who's talked about it. It's supposed to be a really fun movie. But you can find me on the Twitter at Seattle Screams. And that there's also a Facebook group for the 100 Days of Horror, which is just 100 Days of Horror, which you can find on Facebook. Yeah.
Very cool.
And you can find me at Spooked. It's Spooked in Seattle.
Yay.
Woohoo.
Exactly. And me too. Basically,
Yeah.
Any brothel on the West Coast, you're going to find June.
Find
She's
the brothel.
investigating.
or just
If it's haunted, June will be there with a black light and a tape.
Even if it's not.
even if it's not, I'll just be there because I love it. You can find me on ghost.org, which we still have to update the website. We have not been able to get together with the person that just updated it and got all the passwords and everything like that. So it's still in its beginning stages of our new website. So it's going to be pretty cool once we get all that done. So I can't wait. Ghost.org is like my beast. AGHOST.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, no.
I don't either.
Having some ghosts.
Ooh.
Haunted Connection. Let's see. Next Wednesday we have Casey Tarot. Cindy McKeon will be on. She's a psychic, astronomer, tarot reader, and we figured we'd talk about the eclipse coming up and how its effect on people, and whatever else we find between now and then.
Which could be very interesting.
It could be, and but then again, it might not. You just never know for sure.
Not with us. We digress.
That's
Us?
very
What?
we do that. Squirrel.
Where?
Brothel.
Zombie.
Squirrel brothel.
Zombie brothel.
Zombie squirrel brothel.
Zombie squirrel brothel.
Ooh.
I think I saw that.
That's
Yeah.
a shitload of nuts. I mean,
Yeah, it's like seeing zombies.
I just got the stink eye from the dog.
well, if we pissed off the
That's when you know
dogs,
it's
then or that you're doing a really good job. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Guys, well, I hope you have an amazing week. All of you. Hopefully,
you guys too.
Better, Travis. Hopefully.
Oh,
Yeah.
My days are what they are. I just take them. I roll with the punches. That's pretty much the only thing that I can do. So, but thank you both so much. I always love when we have these little round robin. It's fun. It is. It's fun.
Yes,
it's cathartic.
Good.
It is very cathartic. So thank you both so much. Always a pleasure. And we'll have to do it again soon.
Yes.
Very soon.
That would be awesome. All right. Good night.
All
Good
right.
night,
Yep.
everyone.
We're at the end. Are you
We
with us,
are.
Carly?
Oh, there is Carly. Hey.
Can anybody else hear you? Yay!
It's Carly. Oh. Yeah. We got a song?
Uh, Yep. Another one from Shaman's Harvest, their newest
They're
album
good.
came out earlier. Yeah. They are. These are some little bit different, but they're still really cool. They kind of go along more with gothic horror genre and kind of in this evening.
It works. I like it. And I like them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
What was it again? The Devil in Our Wake by Shaman's Harvest. Our voice from within was telling us that the audience might not be able to hear the title. So there we go.
Such.
It's a mass psychosis, yes.
It is. It is. Oh, good times.
Yep, good times. All right. Well, good night. Carly will take us out with that song, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
To your home before it's gone. Ain't no way I'll survive in this one. Here it comes, the mistakes of history. Well, all for the sake of a foreign glory. We left the devil in our wake. After there's nothing left to take. We begun. What flag do you raise under this sun? Gather what's left of your friends and family. Try to find some shade beneath these burning trees. It's a season we left the devil in our wake. After there's nothing left to take. This devastation is from crushing under. Unholy thunder is your fate. We left the devil in our wake. From left to right, none speak truth. There's a blood red hand and it's choking you. Sin is all on the face of men. My endless bad deeds. We left the devil in our wake. After there's nothing left to take. This devastation is from crushing under. Unholy thunder is your fate. We left the devil in our wake.
Thank you for joining us tonight. You've been listening to Mystic Moon Cafe. Join us every Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. On behalf of Wendy Schindler, this is Travis Short saying have a great rest of your week.